This evening's discussion B deals with something that is going on for elder care, which is long-term care and paid caregiving are now large, often ruinous expenses for most U.S. families, not just a problem for a small minority. The Roosevelt Institute analysis finds middle class households can lose the majority of their wealth once long-term care needs begin, and rising market prices for paid care pushes costs onto families rather than being broadly covered by public programs. Just a second, I'm going to change so everybody can see me. Okay. Middle class wealth drop. Households in the middle class see their wealth fall to about 42% of its pre-care level after long-term care needs starts. How expensive care is today. A non-medical in-home caregiver, about 44 hours per week, costs $80,000 per year. Median assisted living costs are $74,400 per year. A private nursing home room averages $129,000 per year. How common long-term care needs are among people turning 65 between 2022 and 2025. 56% will need long-term care services, and 1 in 5 will need care for more than 5 years. Scale of family caregiving. Roughly 53 million U.S. adults are providing care to an aging family member, and many face major financial hits from out-of-pocket costs and reduced work hours. Employment and lifetime costs. Research shows caregiving often forces people, especially women, to cut hours or leave the workforce, producing large lifetime earnings and retirement savings losses. Why this matters beyond individual families. Care costs drive and depend wealth inequity or deepen wealth inequities. When public support arrives only after families exhaust savings and private providers capture rising prices, the burden falls unevenly, and the so-called wealth transfer to younger generations can be eroded for all but the wealthiest. That dynamic has broad implications for retirements. Security, housing decisions, and intergenerational wealth. Practical steps families can consider now: review finances and plan early, factor potential long-term care costs into retirement and estate planning, explore benefits and tax options, look for caregiver tax credits, employer benefits, and state programs that may offset costs. Consider care mixes, combining family caregiving, part-time, paid help, and community supports can reduce total outlays compared with full-time paid placement. Policy decisions experts highlight. Researchers and advocates point to several policy levers: expanded public coverage for long-term caregiver tax credits, paid family leave, and stronger supports for home and community-based services to reduce reliance on unpaid care. Unpaid family labor and blunt financial shock to households. The hidden costs of caregiving. Key takeaways by Vanessa Edward. Jones, July 7, 2025. The article draws on a study by Edward Jones, Morning Consults, and Age Wave, examining the toll on the 2 in 5 Americans who identify as family caregivers. Emotional and social toll. 80% find caregiving fulfilling, but the weight is staggering. 83% report being stressed. 77% burnt out. 60% experiencing symptoms of depression. 76% struggle to prioritize their own health over their loved ones' needs. Financial toll. Half of caregivers for aging adults are ages 30 to 64, right at the peak earning years. 25% stopped working entirely. 24% reduced hours or took leave. 18% cut retirement contributions. 10% passed up promotions. 29% dipped into their own pockets, averaging $7,242 a year out of pocket. Top financial worries: rising costs, inflation, 56%, and inadequate retirement savings. 42% support and policy landscape. 86% of responders fear becoming a burden on their children. More than half of caregivers don't work with a financial advisor, though those who do feel more confident. 68% say the government isn't doing enough. Bipartisan state sentiments. 3 in 4 adults believe employers should offer caregiver benefits like flexible work or financial support. The article highlights 2 pending bills: the Improving Retirement Security for Family Caregivers Act and the Catching Up Family Caregivers Act. Recommended action steps: create a plan before a crisis forces your hand. Plan early, folks. 2, have an honest conversation with aging parents about needs and wishes. 3, understand the financial realities and build an emergency savings account. This lands right in the wheelhouse, your caregiving work. How would you like to use this? A few ideas: podcast segment, breaking down the data with your audience, centered family first lens. Handout or one pager: key stats, action steps for families in your community. Update or expand your existing print already brief on the hidden costs of caregiving. Presentation, talking points, weaving these findings into an upcoming talk. Okay, guys, that's B for you. I will see everybody in a few minutes for C. I'm going to take a little break, and then I'll put show C together and be back on with that for you shortly. So for now, Gator Wellness, take care, folks.